All right, we got another Jobs Friday, and you got it. All the networks. They got to have their Brady Bunch boxes up. Got to get the old Brady Bunch boxes, fill up the screen, or what was the other show? Hollywood Squares back in the 1970s. Yeah, had a little, stars sitting in the little boxes there. Anyway, September jobs report: payrolls grew by 263,000. Unemployment rate went down to 3.5. Now, anyone that is semi-coherent, that actually thinks for themselves, says, wow, that's good. That's great. 263,000 jobs created. Unemployment rate went down. People being able to go out and find a job. Wow, that's terrific. That's what we want. But no, it's perverse. Okay, I'm so sick and tired of this ridiculous narrative that we've all been led to believe is a fact, that good news, people working in an economy moving and grooving is somehow bad because it's inflationary. I'm sorry, it's crap. Okay, I've explained to you, why this is, why this narrative has been pushed. The pain, when Jay Powell talks about pain going along with dealing with inflation, who actually has to deal with the pain? Who actually has to deal with the pain? We do. The Fed's actions, slamming on the brakes because they didn't do what was necessary when they were telling everybody it was transitory. And I'll get into that in a little bit. We do. Asset prices have to drop. They need to put people out of work. They need to put businesses under. This is what we're told. So what we're told by the Jason Furmans and the Kramers. This is what the Fed needs to do. Jay Powell needs to do this. Jay Powell needs to get bent just as much as Janet Yellen, Ben Bernanke, Alan Greenspan. It's horse manure. It really is. Our nation is $31 trillion in debt. You want to deal with inflation? Cut government spending. Why not slow the growth of government? Why not have a balanced budget? Why not reduce our national debt? No. You see, a government never has to deal with any pain. No. Yeah. All these people that they're going to put out of work, you think they're going to be government workers? How many government workers are going to be put out of work because of Jay Powell? 0. Don't fire government workers. I mean, you got to try. You're a government worker. You got to work really hard to get fired. How is that right? How is that fair? Oh, they're essential. Oh, yeah. Essential government workers. What a bunch of horse manure. That's why I love it when you have government shutdowns. Because they say, oh, only essential government workers. Well, isn't that we should have all the time? If you're not essential, then why are you here? If they're not essential, eliminate the position. But anyway, that whole transitory narrative. You think that I find it hard to believe that Powell and all these guys were that stupid to actually think that it was transitory. Jay Powell was standing up there telling people that he had his fingers crossed. If you injected Jay Powell back at that point in time with some sodium pentothal, okay, or I don't know, maybe he did a little bit of waterboarding, get the CIA back to work, do a little waterboarding. He knew. But his job is to keep the money flowing to the government, quite frankly. Biden had big plans. He wanted Build Back Better. Hey, listen, let's be honest. Okay? Biden got a lot accomplished. He got a lot of his agenda through. The CHIPS Act, this Inflation Reduction Act, which is not an Inflation Reduction Act, $1.9 trillion ridiculous COVID relief handout bullshit bill. Yeah, he got a lot. You think about it. I mean, again, Barack Obama, extraordinarily consequential because of Obamacare. But if this student loan, thing doesn't get thwarted by the courts, and this becomes a perpetual entitlement here in this country, one could argue that Joe Biden most certainly did more than Hopi Changey. You could definitely make the argument. Anyway, Jeremy Siegel this morning again. Threats, not inflation. It's recession, what the government is going to do. And this was interesting too. We talk about all of the immigration. And again, do I believe that we have to stop illegal immigration? Yes. Do I believe that we need to reform immigration in this country? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. You got these people that want to come here. Put them to work. We need the workers. Take a look at the jobs report. Take a look at the tight labor market. We need the workers. They want to come here. Don't allow them to get any sort of handouts and giveaways. Put them to work. This is, I didn't even know. Stephen Moore was on with Maria Bartiromo today and was talking about the worker shortage that's out there. And this is in Massachusetts. Okay. You adjust right now, just for the fact that they got rid of all of the extra unemployment benefits, the extra ones. You include what they're getting in unemployment, rental assistance, increase in food stamps, increase in $300 per child tax credits. In a state like Massachusetts with their handouts and giveaways, you can have a 2-parent household with 2 kids, nobody working, not a single hour, not a one, and you can get anywhere between $90,000 to $100,000 in benefits. $90,000 to $100,000 in benefits. I work. So many people, I mean, I know I could never not work, but for some people out there, screw it. And, why bother trying to climb that hill and, work my way up and do the old Louis Anderson from Coming to America? I was like you guys. Watching that. Now I'm watching that. Next year I make assistant manager and then the big bucks come in. It's just great stuff on Netflix. A lot of people. And we did this. Okay. We talk about fentanyl being our nation's greatest drug problem and an actual narcotic drug. Okay. That you actually have to physically take. Yeah, I'd say fentanyl is by far the worst. You can't even compare. You got over 100,000 people dying every single year. But you want another narcotic? And we've talked about this in the past. You want a really bad narcotic? There's all of our handouts and giveaways. We've gotten millions upon millions of Americans addicted to free shit. We have. We've gotten people addicted to this. It is extraordinary. And I know I mentioned before, you actually think about it. You go to a state park, go to a national park, and they talk, you don't feed the animals. It's not healthy for the animals. Why? Because guess what? They're gonna realize, crap, I don't need to actually go out there and, work for food. I can just come to these human beings and get them. I told this story before. This is my Florida alligator story. All right. What was the year? 2006. No, 2005, 2006, around there. I'm building a house, Southwest Florida. And dear friend of mine and one of my son's godfather is involved in the construction industry. I had him over, check to see how things were doing, how the builder was doing. And we had a big pond in our backyard. And we're in the backyard and we're talking. And I look at a pond and I see this thing had to be about a 10-foot gator. and it's just swimming right toward us. And I'm like, we better move here. This gator's coming. Why was the gator coming? Because gators don't normally do this. They don't head towards a human voice. They don't. The gator did it because people fed the gator. There was obviously construction workers that thought might be funny to feed the alligator. So then, whenever a gator has behavior like that, you got to call the gator trappers, and they grab them and they throw them down there into the Everglades or whatever. But anyway, it's the same concept, people. It really is. It's destroying our country. All these handouts and giveaways. Anyway, again, the entire thing to me it's shameful. It's perverse. It's a lie. I know there's a quick sub reference right here, and I can't remember the conversation exactly. There's certain scenes in certain movies that stick with me, as you well know, because I constantly go to them. It was in Men in Black. And it was a really cool scene where it was filmed. In the background was my old office. They're sitting down in the Battery. And this is before Will Smith becomes a member of the Men in Black. He's being recruited by Tommy Lee Jones' character. And he asked the question. He asked Tommy Lee Jones questions, why not? Why the big secret? Why the big secret? Why not just let people know that there are aliens out there? People are smart. They can take it. And he's like, well, no, you're wrong. You say, a person can be smart, but people as a whole, they can be dumb. And he mentions talking about, what you knew in the past. It wasn't that long ago when the entire world knew that the world was flat. Everybody knew that the world was flat, right? Think about all of the nonsense. I mentioned, that great analogy by Judy Shelton, comparing to what the Fed's doing to medieval doctors bleeding the patient. That's what we have right now, and that's what we have to deal with. It is what it is. Anyway, this is kind of a funny story. It's in the Wall Street Journal today. They're law professors. Okay, that's why. I wasn't familiar with the writers. They're law professors, and they basically sticking up for Kim Kardashian and saying the SEC should leave Kim Kardashian alone. Now, again, I've gone after the SEC here on the program, and I know they can come after me. They're my regulator. But the point was in this column is that, in essence, the same thing that I'm saying. Hey, you're going to listen to Kim Kardashian and how to go about handling your money. The coin that she told people that her buddies said was great, and she got paid $250,000 to put a tweet on. That coin is down 99%, but aren't most of them? You're going to listen to LeBron James and Larry David and Matt Damon in some cutesy Super Bowl commercial and where you're going to go about putting your money? That's on you. At some point in time, you got to put your big boy pants on. You got to get all grown up. I'll do my swingers thing. All grown up now. So I got to be all grown up. At what point in time are you going to accept responsibility? And again, what they make the point in this column, what difference does it make? You got celebrities endorsing gambling websites. You got to be able to, you got to sue them, go after them. It's gambling. What do you think crypto is, for crying out loud? It's not a security. It's a trinket is what it is. It is a trinket. Anyway, Tyson Foods, another company bites the dust. Anybody call up Lori Lightfoot's office in Chicago, the mayor there? She's under fire right now because she's dancing around and putting up TikTok videos. Another major company up and leaving Chicago, Tyson Foods, moving to Arkansas. We mentioned McDonald's CEO coming after the city of Chicago, but he's too soft to actually pick up and move. Move! You do understand that's the only way things are going to change. That's it. It's got to get so bad. Well, again, Illinois, big state, powerful state, part of the big donkey machine. There's no doubt about that. Who knows? Maybe they'll be able to attract some more money by giving companies incentives. We'll make you an offer you can't refuse, like they did Micron up in upstate New York. That was a Luca Brasi moment there with Johnny Fontaine and the band leader. Now, there's no gun involved with this. Micron's like, sure. Why the hell not? You mean to tell me you're going to give us billions of dollars to put up a plant in upstate? Hey, taxes are high in New York. That's okay. That's okay. You guys don't pay any taxes. Everybody remember? Democrats doing this shit. Remember Scott Walker and Donald Trump with the Foxconn plant in Wisconsin? Yeah, remember, it's going to be it was like a television or some sort of flat screen. I'm like, what? I said, no way, no how. This is a fugazi. This is going to fall apart. And I was right. Anyway, the feds have enough evidence to slap Hunter Biden with tax and gun charges. Forget about the influence peddling. Forget about all that stuff that these people do. A tax and gun charge. That's cute. Isn't that cute? That's cute. Yeah, he's not going to do time. Have to pay a fine, reduce sentence, and it'll all go away. All go away. Then all the crap that was going on with that Clinton Foundation and where the money was going and how people are getting paid and the people. I love that movie, American Hustle, and it's about the whole ab scam bust. And Jeremy Renner played the mayor. What was his name? Was his last name Polito? I can't remember. The mayor from Camden, New Jersey, in the ab scam scandal. And it was, what did he take? A lousy $50,000 a time. I know it was a long time ago. Was it late 70s, early 80s? I can't remember exactly when that thing took place. But anyway, I think it was early 80s. People, ab scam, alive and well. The politicians figured out a way. They figured out ways of making money and taking payoffs without being a suitcase full of cash. You give a speech, get paid $250,000 for 20 minutes. Or you set up a foundation and you shake down these companies for money and you make sure that your relatives and your buddies and you're all taken care of and your hotels are paid for and all expenses here and there. It is a racket, okay? It is a racket for the elites. If you had an ethical bypass at birth and you want to get involved with that, go ahead. Go to Harvard, go to Yale, go to Princeton, and get yourself a job in Washington, D.C., and you too can participate in that. Sell your soul. Oh boy. Cryptocurrency exchange Binance. It's cute. It's not finance. We put a B in front because it's crypto, because of Bitcoin. We'll call it Binance. Stupid. They suspended its blockchain network after hackers made off with $570 million worth of its BNB token. Think of these tokens. When I think of these tokens, it reminds me back in the 1980s, where you go to an arcade, and sometimes you could, they had a token machine. Sometimes the arcade games would take tokens, and you'd put the money into the machine, and if you bought them that way, you bought a certain amount, you would get extra token. You remember that? And then you play certain game. Remember skee ball? You'd get the tickets, which is kind of like a token. And then you could go over to the little gift shop with your little tickets and get some piece of junk. Remember that? That's what I think of when I think of this stuff. Yeah. 570 million. I correct me if I'm wrong. I thought that this shit was impossible with Bitcoin because it was so technologically advanced. You understand the blockchain. You're right. I don't get it. You're right. I don't understand the blockchain. You're right. I don't. How'd your blockchain work out for you? $570 million hacked. Thought it couldn't be hacked. It was unhackable. Not so much, huh? Again, you got true believers in this crap. There's nothing to do. True believers, and again, it's. I can't believe it's lasted this long. Quite honestly, I can't believe it's lasted this long. You get that schmuck that's on CNBC all the time, that Mike Novogratz, whatever, the guy who did the Luna coin that couldn't go. He had a big tattoo on his arm with that stuff. Oh, they had him on all the time. They still do. And he's still talking the wonders of cryptocurrencies. It's the wonders of a Ponzi scheme. And quite frankly, shame on the SEC. They know this. They know this. They're just not allowed to go after it, just like they weren't allowed to go after Bernie Madoff because he was buddies with Chuck Schumer and Frank Lautenberg. Anyway, Sanctuary City. New York City mayor declares state of emergency. State of emergency, huh? That's been going on for a while. The crime that's taking place on a regular basis, I'll get into that. Let's finish the story. But anyway, Adams declared a state of emergency after the sanctuary city was unprepared to provide sanctuary to migrants arriving from Texas and elsewhere. Can't handle it. So since April, 17,000 asylum seekers have been bused to New York from other parts of the country. Oh, you can't deal with it? You can't deal with it. You expect all these other states to deal with it. And it's so funny about all these blue states and blue cities. And again, you see all the schmucks from Martha's Vineyard applauding. Oh, look at what we did. We came together and we took care of these 50 people. 50 people? I have more people over at my house for Greek Easter, for crying out loud. It's not a big deal. 50 people. Island of nothing but millionaires, for crying out loud. An island of millionaires. You get 50 people flowing in. Oh my God, the vapors. I mean, come on. It's not a hard thing to do. My church in Florida, we on a weekly basis, every week, we had shoe drives, clothing drives, baby formula, food. For what? All of the migrant workers, all of the illegals that were in the state. That's what we did on an everyday basis. The people in Martha's Vineyard, they had to do it one time. Oh, we're awesome. We're so great. We could deal with the evil Ron DeSantis. Oh, shut up, you phony, fake loser. Anyway, speaking of crime, my community lost 2 people in the past week to violent crime. Firefighter 6 months away from retirement. I guess getting food in the city, getting food at a stand. Some psycho went up, stabbed her countless times, died. Dad here up visiting his kids up at Marist College in Poughkeepsie gets killed. Some criminals, career criminals hopped up on PCP, decided to shoot up like, I guess, the brunch place at the Courtyard Marriott at Parents' Weekend and killed this dad. I don't know. I'm just throwing this out to you guys. I don't know about you, because I'm telling you right now, it's getting harder and harder. It's getting harder and harder. And I'm someone, even since I was a kid, I was a bit of a dork. I like the news. I watch the news all the time. I read the paper every single day. I was always enamored with things. I don't remember this. I did. Sure, there was crime. Stuff would happen. Okay. Oh yeah. Sometimes you have the serial killer story, whatever it may be, and certain things would happen. But it's daily. It's one awful, violent crime after another. I don't. Maybe my perspective is off. I don't know. I bet. Is it just me, or are things getting worse? Because let me tell you something. And again, this, I'm being honest. This is one of the reasons why I go away on vacation. I relax. Yeah, I can spend 2.5, 3 weeks in Greece or Italy, and you don't hear many stories like this. They don't happen. They don't. At some point in time, are we going to deal with this? Are we just going to keep allowing this to happen? We have to accept this? Oh, wow. Yes, gun laws. Yeah, that's going to do it. That's going to do it. Yeah, sure. Yeah. The entire country of Switzerland, everybody owns a gun. Everybody's got a gun there. Yeah. They got things like this happen? No, we've got to do a reset. Okay. We have. Okay. I say this before, and I know I tick a lot of people off. Okay. Everybody, they associate with Trump. Make America great again. Yeah, we're not great now. When things like this are happening, when it's a daily occurrence, and we've now become numb to it. We have. I haven't. It's killing me. Okay, it is. I count the days. Right? I got to get out of here. I can't every single day. Every single day. One of my local papers, another story here. That's not even local. Anywhere around the country. Violent crime, stabbing, shooting. Are you serious? This is not okay. And for whatever reason it may be, why do we not have people running on this? Oh, they come out. We're going to be hard on crime. How? What are you going to do? Huh? What are you going to do? Are they coming up? We got to open up mental institutions again. We got to deal with all these people that are mentally. Are they actually doing anything? They have anything proposed? Nope. We're just going to be tough on crime. We're just going to say it. And it's going to happen. I know a bit of a rant here on a Friday, but it is what it is. At what point in time, this is, it's all my left-wing listeners out there, and I'm sorry, you want to debate me on this, have at it. I mean, the Biden administration is about to just cut off. There's not going to be any drilling for oil and natural gas offshore. We're not going to allow it, even though we can do it better than anybody else. We can do it cleaner than everybody else. I already told you about the coal plants going up in China, the type of production that they have. They continue to build the equivalent of one a day. They need the energy. Biden gets smacked around by OPEC. And it was. You think about this. This is the Saudi government. Basically saying, hey, Joe, there you go. Here you go. And again, I mentioned here in the program, okay, the Biden administration wants energy prices higher, just not now. So again, Biden, rather than allow for increased domestic energy production, he wants to go to Venezuela. Now, Venezuela's oil is this heavy, heavy crude, and it needs to be refined. It's more difficult to refine. We're able to do that. He wants to lift sanctions, which I guess would allow Chevron to do some more work inside Venezuela. I think it would add. It's not a lot. You do realize, you schmuck, you canceled the Keystone Pipeline. We could be getting oil from a friendly country that abides by the rule of law just to the north of us. But no. Now we got to go hat in hand to Maduro in Venezuela because you're a schmuck. I honestly, I have zero respect for this. This guy is a buffoon, is what he is. An absolute buffoon. Now, one more quick story. Oh, no, two more. This is Hurricane Ian. I don't know if you heard this. I don't know if they had a safety warning about this. People in Florida, obviously dealing with all the water, and the water came up and went into a lot of cars. A lot of cars are absolutely destroyed. and got a lot of them. You may have been able to get them to start, even though they were flooded and the water came up 2-3 feet, whatever it may be. Guess what? If you have an electric car, you might want to rethink that. They're catching fire like crazy down there. Those batteries get wet, they corrode very easily, and then they catch on fire. And to put those fires out, it's not easy. It's not easy. So yeah, that's happening now in Florida right now as electric cars are catching fire. Just a warning there. And one more thing, Hurricane Ian. I saw this, watching the news this morning, this man, Fort Myers, Florida, was being interviewed, and he was holding back tears. He was holding back tears, and he was saying, he was denied his insurance claim, lost his house, completely destroyed, denied his insurance claim. He doesn't know what he's going to do. You know what you're going to do. How do you start over? How do you do that? And now you've got interest rates at these ultra high levels. I don't know, people. And again, I'm not a believer in handouts and giveaways, but you know what? We hand out billions upon billions upon billions of dollars all over the globe. Can we come up with a program right now? Can we come up with some program, maybe some below market, lower interest loans to people who were caught in that situation? No, listen, you should have, you should have gotten flood insurance. Okay. You should have gotten flood insurance on your house and you didn't. Okay. Lesson learned. How do we go about helping these people? How? It would seem to me that this might be a smart thing to do. Right. Again, rather than sending billions upon billions of dollars, that's gonna, most of it's gonna get funneled into some Swiss bank account or end up in the Cayman somewhere. Can we come up with a program to help these people that didn't have flood? And again, a lot of people dropped their flood insurance. A lot of senior citizens dropped it because their costs were going up. Inflation. They couldn't afford things. Again, I'm not saying that was the right choice, the right thing to do, but can we figure something out? Anyway, Watchdog on Wallstreet.com. Watchdog on Wallstreet.com, our site. God bless. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody.